107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
There's a lot of folks out there. I know you've picked Carolina to win this game based on the Beamer magic.
I'm in. I'm falling for it, Jay. I'm in.
I picked the Carolina cover, but I did not pick a victory.
What'd you go with?
31-23.
There you go.
31. I think Carolina's going to be forced to kick some field goals, and
could happen.
If Missouri gets comfortable running the football, I don't like that based on what I saw last week.
No, but
again, if the Carolina defense and that comes back to what we'll talk with Langston about. Carolina's admitting we're beating ourselves, and that can't now. And you don't want to take from Vanderbilt, and you shouldn't, but they're not wrong. And
no,
that's what concerns me the most is that you're admitting we're not translating good practices into good gameplay.
The weird part about that Vanderbilt game too is Vandy ran for 130-some yards, about 3.9 yards a carry.
And 44 on one play.
I was going to say, and here's the thing, and you can't do this, but I'm going to success rate now and not explosive plays.
Right.
You take off that 44-yard play, Vandy gets under 100 yards rushing with over 30 carries. So they're probably running under 3 yards a carry. But here's the thing, and this translates to Missouri. If you don't do your job, whether you don't fill the right gap, you don't take the right assignment, or you miss a tackle, touchdown.
Yeah.
Because Vanderbilt did it on one play, Missouri can do it on many plays. So you've got to be disciplined, and you've got to wrap these dudes up. This guy Hardy breaks 1 billion tackles a game so far this year. He's averaging, Jay, over 5 yards after contact.
Yeah.
It's vile. But that's why, to your point, though, play your assignment, gap integrity on the second level, and tackle these guys.
Carolina players and coaches have admitted over the last couple of weeks that either A, they haven't been practicing well enough, and they've got to fix those things to put them into play on Saturday, or B, last week, Langston, they said we did practice better, but then we played poorly. I want your player perspective, whether it was for Coach Holtz, any of your coaches in the NFL. When you as a team, maybe even you as an individual, but more collectively perhaps, just downright know you practiced well all week and you were ready for that opponent, and then it all went wrong because of you, not necessarily them. Take us through some of that.
It happens all just because you do the right things don't mean the right thing's gonna happen to you, especially in the game of football. That's why that's so synonymous with life. Like, yeah, you can say your prayers and do all those things, and get hit walking your dog, in the words of Al Pacino one day. There's danger everywhere. So, I mean, there's no guarantee to that, but it has to be. And this is the thing when you hear the coaches admit this, is that the up and down nature of practicing hard, or we weren't practicing hard. I mean, it's that old adage where you got to treat every practice like a game and every game like practice. That's where you never fall, and that's where you get the taskmasters like Lou Holtz and all these crazy guys going so maniacal against. It's UMass, and Nick Saban's out there trying to plead with you. Look at the stats. I'm telling you, these guys get first downs, and somebody has to be maniacal about that because. A little bit of success, or I've done the right things, or coach, we've heard this story all times and times again. And so that's why, hearing Shane and some of the staff say some of those things is just, I appreciate you admitting it so we can talk about that. It kind of makes sense now to kind of the results that we've been seeing. But, that's the whole thing about somebody has to be the one to crack that whip, and it's all cool to be the nice guy, but it goes back, I think, also to the conversation we were having about Travion Robinson and some of the coaches. Just like, again, what is the makeup of, like, the not the guy who's the tough guy, but again, example, Dave the Guglielmo. When I played, we was going to mix it up with Coach Strong, and then therefore we was going to have to mix it up with their guys. So again, if you like it or not, it was just like, man, your brother's just dragging you into a fight on a Thursday, on a Friday before a football game. So, again, I don't know if all these things are, indicative of what else is going on, but I'm just saying that it makes a lot of sense. It's just on the up and down nature of, we practice good one week and next week, you might not feel the residual effects of those things until like a couple weeks going on. And then when you're talking about injury and the interchangeable parts, it just throws the whole deal off. So that goes back to the whole nature of, practice hard all the time. And that's why you get the crazy Nick Saban saying, oh, man, it's Louisiana Tech. This matters, guys. Don't fall for the rat traps. And but there's something to that because, again, however you got to compartmentalize it into the heads of the kids, you got to keep that standard revving high, especially if, the context of different situations and things of thinking about last week with Vanderbilt. They're coming in hot with a 27-year-old man. He don't got too many more times to do this, so he's going to get his best shot. And so, again, it's just real interesting, and so it'll see. But there's nothing that rights the wrongs of a football team, like I always say about going onto the road. So hopefully they put a couple of weeks of succession together of good practices, and it's going to show on the road at some place that's hostile because they're going to need it.